Hey there, Josh here again at Bella Cabinets. Today's tutorial we're going to do a double door wall hung cabinet. It's our basic model. For this tutorial we've already put the hinges on. If you have any questions on how to do the hinges, you can check out the website and see that in another video that we previously posted. Alright, to start the assembly of our wall mounted cabinet, first we want to do is take the left side piece. We want to orientate it so that the facing material is facing us with the face of the cabinet down. You notice the hinges, if you've already got it in place, will be facing you. Also the dowel slots will be facing you as well. Again, another thing to check out would be the sticker, which would be on the inside of the cabinet. It'll also call out your job name. Okay, once we've got our left side orientated on the table, ready to go, first what we're going to do is pick up our bottom sheet. Again, the sticker will note that this is the bottom. You want to make sure you orientate the face of material towards you and the sticker on the inside. What we'll do is we'll take our locking dowels, we'll orientate them in the slots. Once they're engaged down, slide it, engage it partially, but do not push it all the way forward. You want to make sure you leave a slight gap back here in the back so we can engage the rest of the parts at a later time. Okay, now we got our bottom part partially installed. Next will be the back of the cabinet. Now some of these cabinets can get pretty big. If it seems like it's a little big or awkward for you, feel free to grab another person. Don't try to manhandle it. You don't want to mess up your pretty cabinet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our back. Again, stickers will be on the inside. That way you don't get it spun around. We want to make sure our machine holes are actually towards the top of the cabinet. Our spring dowels will line up with the machine holes on our bottom. Again, we want to take our locating dowels, place them in the slots at the bottom. I want to hide from you for a second. There we go. Once they get installed, engage it partially. Do not connect it all the way at this time. Okay, now we got our back on. The next part we'll be putting on will be the top. Same deal as the rest. Let me turn it here so you can see. Here's our top piece. Again, sticker going on the inside of the cabinet, facing and go towards the outside. We want our spring dowels. We'll go in the machine holes that we showed in the back piece there, and our locking dowels will go on the side. Place it in there and orientate it. Once that drops in the hole, you can partially engage it by holding on to the base and slide it slightly. Okay, we got our top on. Next what we're going to do is put the opposite side on. Again, this may be where you want a second pair of hands to help orientate and steady things. We'll give it a try here. This is our other side plate. Again, sticker will go on the inside of the cabinet. Your facing will go towards you, along with your hinges if they're already on there. You've got all your dowel holes here. So what you want to do is just orientate that on there, and then we'll start sliding them together. We'll do is set it up on top here. I said this is where you may need a set of hands to help orientate yourself around. It'll work from the bottom, and it'll work the sides. Now that we've got all of them started on the side, now we can start pressing the panels together and locking them in place. Okay, now that we've got all our pieces started, joined together, what we're going to do is lay this cabinet down so we can start pressing them in. The best way we've found is to rotate a little bit. Make sure you keep pressure on both sides, kind of squeeze it together as you kind of roll it and lay it down on its back. Once you get that laid down on its back, the bottom part would be the first one to go in, and just kind of put a little weight to it. It should pop right in, unless you don't weigh very much, but I had no problem as much as I weigh. So otherwise you might need a little rubber mallet, give it a little tap, you should be good to go. Okay, now that we got our bottom in, next we're going to do is flip this cabinet up so we can push the back in. Just want to remind you though that with this kind of moving around, best case to fit you and where you're at, you want to make sure your surface is nice and clean. If you're on a workbench or on the floor, make sure you prep your surface very well first. With that being said, let me go ahead and flip this up and we'll get the back pushed in. Again, kind of grab it, squeeze it, put some tension. Tip it up. It may work best to spin it around to get the back facing you. And what we're going to do is we're going to seat those pins into those machine holes. There we go. Again, you might need to get a rubber mallet, give it a little love tap. If that helps seat it in place. Okay, last step to assembling the wall cabinet is to slide the top in place. What we want to do is lay the cabinet down. Make sure you got a sturdy surface. Again, you can use your body weight to push it down. If it is a little stiff, those pins are sometimes a little tight getting in the hole, you can use your rubber mallet. Just be gentle. This is your finished edge here, so I'm just going to use the body weight trick again. Like I said, I've got enough I can push it down. So once that's done, the cabinet is fully assembled. As far as the box part of it, it's ready to be hung on the wall. All your joints are tight, all your surfaces are clean, and you're good to go to the next step.